In this video, we'll do a quick review of rational versus irrational numbers. Okay, so let's look at choice A, square root of 11. Now the instructions say to circle it if it's a rational expression. How do I know if square root of 11 is rational? Well, I know a rational number is a number that could be written as a fraction. So that would have to be a whole number or a decimal that ends, okay? So let me put root 11 into the calculator and see what happens. I'm going to put in 11 in this calculator. I have to put the number in first and then take the root. I see this decimal. I'll move it over a little bit so it's all in the window. We see 3.3 and then it goes on and on and on and on and on with no pattern. I can't possibly write this as a fraction, so this cannot be a rational number. So I know that this is irrational. Let's try that for choice B, root 16. So I'll put in 16 and I'll put in square root. And look, I get 4, a nice easy whole number. I can definitely write that as a fraction. So I see that 16 is rational. Now, why was 16 a whole number and 11 was not? Well, if we look at the number 16, 16 is what we call a perfect square. It's a number that has a whole number that can be multiplied by itself to get 16, and that number was 4, like we saw on the calculator, and like we know, 4 times 4 is 16. So when we have a perfect square inside that radical, inside that root sign, we have a rational number. So looking at 4 times square root of 5 is not rational because it's not a perfect square. Okay, so this one is not rational. Looking at the next one, square root of 15, and again, you can put these in the calculator and check if you get that long decimal or not. I'm just going to say what it is because most of you are somewhat familiar with which numbers are perfect squares. 15 is not a perfect square. There's no whole number I could multiply by itself to get 15, so this is definitely not rational. I don't even have to look at the other one because as long as I'm multiplying an imperfect square, right, the root of an imperfect square by a different number, it's for sure going to be irrational. Looking at the last choice, square root of 16, we already saw is rational. Square root of 16 is 4. So we have to keep looking. What are we multiplying it by? Well, we're multiplying it by square root of 81. 81 is a perfect square because we can multiply 9 by itself, 9 times 9 to get 81. So that means the square root of 81 is the whole number 9. So if these are both whole numbers, then that is definitely going to give us a rational solution. So I'm going to circle it because this one is rational.